already live. We will start shortly. سنبدأ قليلا. Where can it be? But we need to show the whole room, for example.
Yeah.
Or
There? Can you try?
I need to come to where you are.
Yes. Huh?
Put it on the stage, maybe.
I think, yeah, we try.
From up there?
Yes.
How is it?
Like this?
Yeah. No, it can.
Ah, it can't.
Yeah, but,
Okay. It needs to be in the other direction, right?
No more. Here, if we put like this, of course we can try to do like this, or go a little bit up, like this.
Well, you know, I will be sitting there with the camera, right?
Yeah, but it's okay. No,
So-
we just need not a person.
Ah,
We
maybe
just
this?
need a box to put it on top. Inside? No. It's foreign. No. No, it's the same.
But like this? Let me show you.
Amore, it doesn't
Let me show
change
you, please.
nothing.
Guys, if we use this one,
Let it.
Yeah. Amore, this thing will
We
fall.
need to do it.
The phone is heavier than the glass.
Oh,
at least we put some.
Yeah, you bring that one.
Alessandro.
At least we put this one. Right now.
It's not, we need it to be up. No,
We
it,
can
it
also
can stand on its own, Ale. We need it to be higher.
Ah, yeah?
Yes.
So we can put.
Yes. No, it won't show the whole room. You can come back here so we show the whole
Is
thing.
enough? This higher?
Hopefully.
If not,
Yeah.
Ah, and maybe if you put it like this.
ما زال شوية يا شباب هنبدأ
شوية.
Okay.
see,
I
see.
think it's already good, but
Can I
Ask that
suggest
person.
something very smart?
what?
If you turn the phone,
Amore,
then you have this,
allora, okay.
you know? Then this works again.
Amore, I cannot turn the phone because the system of YouTube does
No,
not
no, no.
allow.
Turn like this way. So that the touchscreen is from here.
Okay, this I thought about it, but I don't want to break my 14,000 euro, 1,400 euro phone, you know?
Yeah, I know.
So,
But now you want it? Now you want to break
yeah,
it?
let's see.
But the camera in front is the same quality?
No. No.
Like this.
Yes, like this, and then we turn.
Yeah.
Because then we can use this here.
Yeah, to turn. Yeah,
It's something very smart.
okay.
She told us. She told us.
I thought about it, but
I-
it didn't work for me in my head.
But see, in Sofia head it works. And finally it has worked.
She convinced me. Okay, good.
Allora. But aspetta.
Share الرابط يا شباب. No, it's okay. It will
No.
not
But
fall.
I want that is fixed well.
Uh,
Maybe no.
It's okay. شيروا يا شباب.
خلاص.
Yeah.
let's start this public assembly. Welcome everyone. I will make a small note about translation. So the main language in the assembly will be English in order to be accessible for most of us. But we provided Italian translation. There is a translation spot corner over there with spiders. So if there are Italians that don't understand English, please sit there and take headphones and you can follow the translation. We have just one translator, so she will do as much as she can, but like simultaneous translation is hard, so she might take some break. And also when you speak, try to speak slow so she can follow us. Thank you, Belaady, for this. Okay, this public assembly is somehow the continuation of the discussion that we started this morning in the municipality in the press conference in which we launched our campaign, Evacuating Human Rights Defenders from Libya, organized by Refugees in Libya and the support network Alliance for Refugees in Libya. I'm Giulia from Yalasta. I'm speaking at the beginning just because I'm part of the space, so I'm welcoming you, and then I will give the floor to the activists from Refugees in Libya that for sure can introduce us more in the discussion of tonight. Just a couple of words to contextualize and open our meeting. This campaign stemmed from the protest of hundreds of refugees, women, children, and men that decided to come out from the invisibilization they were forced to, and decided not to enter violence in silence anymore. They occupied the square in front of the UNHCR in Tripoli in 2021 for 100 days, for demanding greater protection and immediate evacuation from Libya and from the violence and the marginalization they were forced to from Libyan militias founded by Italian and European governments to control our maritime border. Some of them, thanks to their determination, managed to arrive in Europe, and now they are asking for support to the other political groups, organizations, civil society, and welcoming cities in order to continue their fight and free all the people that are still blocked in Libya. As Lada, we are, that is the place we are here now. We are involved because we were asked to give a house, a home to this project in order to build an office where all the organizations involved in the support network of Alliance for Refugees in Libya could meet and work together, putting together the different knowledge and skills that we have in order to support this fight. We are, as we discussed this afternoon, we are starting to build an hotline that is like our concrete project to keep in touch with the people still in Libya and emphasizing their claims, and also online archive in order to collect all the data and build for the political campaigns and legal support for them. And this is a work in progress. We will have also the workshop of tomorrow to discuss further and in deeper this practical work and projects. Today was meant to be like a more political discussion on the main aim of this campaign and in general in seeing the connection we can find also with the other work, political work we are doing as different actors and organizations involved. We are a the voices. Today there are migrant activists, human rights defenders, lawyers, investigative journalists, search and rescue activists, and in general solidarity people and groups on the route. And I think what is interesting is that today we can build a discussion to what it means to open safe passages in 2024. Safe passages is an idea, a concept that is very much present in all the anti-racist discussion, in the struggle for freedom of movement in the past decades. But of course we need to contextualize this in the present moment in a Europe that is more and more fragmented, supremacist and xenophobic, starting also from the government we have in Italy. So this campaign doesn't happen in a vacuum, and we need to think now also to make concrete, to get concrete results, which is the context in which we are moving. So I think, and also in a situation in which the welfare system in Europe is becoming a militarized and very violent battlefield. So what would be nice to do tonight is to try to bring together a dispersive, a political and strategic force and start to speak with each other. First and foremost to legitimize and actively lead to the evacuation of the 221 human rights defenders that are still stuck in Libya, but at the same time think how to transform this specific battle in a symbol that is granting freedom for a wider population and wider spectrum of people that are struggling for their freedom, legitimizes the collective organization of people on the move that are fighting for the freedom, that grants protection to those who strive for a better society, and advocates for a dignified welcoming system in our territories in Italy and Europe. So let's try to keep a focus on the campaign, but also thinking bigger. I will close here, so there will be 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many prepared interventions from refugees in Libya, and then we'll open the mic. So I will take the intervention, so please wait to me if you want to intervene. Let's try to stay within 3-4 minutes, and then I will show you something. Show the paper when the time is ending, so we grant that everyone can intervene. Thank you very much.
I'm just trying to make sure it works. Thank you so much for all the company that you have given us since early in the morning. I know it's been a very heavy day. Some of you during this weekend that you have to postpone your dinner and come here. We are here today, for those of you who have just come, we started with the press conference that Julia have said a lot and nothing is left to say, but still I'm tempted to question again what I'm doing and what I have been doing and what I was feeling, what I was expecting when I was still in Libya. The self-determination of the pictures that we look at today in these rooms, in the wars, these are of people who had natural cause for their own recognition as human beings. These are not the works done by journalists. These are not jobs done by people who have traveled from Europe to photograph all these pictures. These are things that have been done by people who have been severely affected and violated, that they are not seeing. Their existence means just a token. Their existence is just a political discussion, as we are doing today. But it has taken the politicians by storm that we, in our own experience, in our own existence within the Libya and the North African region, are just a tool of externalization, a tool of profit, a sort of hidden workforce to the Libyan economy, and to both European authorities that have been exploiting our own existence. This does not go away without trying to exercise the understanding or trying to dig in the consciousness in which we come in or we come from. When we look at the countries of origin, the nationalities that we see here on these pictures, they are not just from Sudan, they are not just from Somalia, they come all over Africa, and their experiences are very similar, but each experience by the beholder is different. That's why we are here today, and we continue to recognize them, not to let go of their own sacrifices. Most of the people here in these pictures, some of them have survived and arrived here in Europe, including myself. Some of them, after the protest, have died in the Mediterranean. Some of them, after the protest was evicted, died in Morocco during the massacre when they were trying to cross from Morocco to Spain. The massacre of the 24th of June. These are things that we cannot forget. And amongst us here is a survivor also from this massacre, that he was with me in Tripoli because he couldn't visit the refuge that he was searching for. He had to go to Algeria, Morocco. After being rejected, he had to come back to Tripoli. But what we're trying to focus on again is the role of these people, the people who have sacrificed their own and everything. The vulnerability that they were in was not an obstacle. They took it up as a challenge to challenge the authorities within Libya, to challenge the consciousness of the European common people as we are here today. The message that they send out through this picture is, do you see us? Do you feel us? Do you imagine that one day we will be in this position? Do you imagine, do you feel even attempt to question that we had all the options and chose to leave our country to come to Libya, to leave our country to come and down the Mediterranean? There are several questions that impacted our struggle to come to this level, and I'm only grateful for the company and for the individual and the moral support that we have received, the moral responsibility that some of the European common people and civil society have taken up to, and they are still continuing to go through. But again, it turns to Libya, it turns to Europe, to the struggles that the Libyan civil societies are doing, to the struggles that are being taken individually, and it becomes even a collective level where refugees manage to organize themselves, starting from detention centers, starting from the routes that they take in the desert, coming from Algeria, coming from Niger, coming from Sudan, coming from Egypt, and on the Mediterranean. And again, the struggles doesn't stop there. Here within Europe, we see that there is a limitations to freedom of movement. The people who work at borders today from Lampedusa here, it starts a new chapter of a great dehumanization, of a great hypocrisy that is happening within the so-called democratic population of Europe. The so-called human right that we have been educated about when we are educated in our countries of origin, or the syllabus, the curriculum focuses on the fundamental rights of man that is seen and is enjoyed in Europe. All these things, when we arrive here, we are not seeing with our whole existence. When we just take a look at the center in Dubai, we try to question it. This is not something that we can look away from. Again, it's up to us to discuss this evening, to look deep inside our own existing infrastructure and let go of our own competition, to try to recognize these people, to try to build a concrete and practical support that we are talking about as conscious people, as people with privilege that is a debt. I always use this word when Pope Francis was saying that privilege is a debt that we need to give back. When we live here and we have the ability to work, we need to work for those who are not able to take a step. When we can speak, we need to speak for those who cannot speak. When we can listen, we need to listen for those who cannot listen. When we eat, we need to eat with the consciousness of those who are not able to eat. When we sleep, we need to question how comfortable are our beds, and yet thousands of people, as we see in those numbers, 500 people in one small room like this for consecutive 18 months, and they can only see sunlight where they can accept to work as slaves, to construct houses, and to go beyond. I may end here, but I invite all of us to think critically, to question the institutions that are hindering us from achieving the humanity that we are talking about. Thank you.
Okay, the floor is open, I guess. I can take all the intervention.
Does it work now? So thank you, Belaady, for the introduction, everyone, for this morning. And I'm glad that we are channeling all our energies into very quickly conveying with the evacuation for human rights defenders and the hotline. But I wanted to express also one of the feelings that makes me work on this, and it's the kindness that after hearing these stories is rage as well. This is just inhumane, that this shouldn't be happening. And I just wanted to express how I challenge myself is just who is responsible for all of this. And as you said, this is very well just state and basically supported with EU money and with EU bonds and with EU funds. So I try to look for names who is signing for this project, who is signing for this money, who is sleeping with good conscience after doing all this. And these people have names and surnames. We have the person in the European Commission who is signing this project in Libya. We have the person in the Italian Minister of Interior who is responsible for Libya. All these people, they are around. And I think I was quite inspired and intrigued by one of the actions that they did. I think it was it with the Italian minister or something, that you went to him and said, hey, do you know what's going on in Libya? Or a commissioner or something like that. And I said, shit, I want to do, huh? Sorry, I'm getting too excited about this. So yeah, just to say that the people who are responsible for this, in Libya it's difficult to make them accountable. Here in Europe they have names and surnames, and we can look it up and try to look for them, and at least writing them emails, asking them in meetings, what the fuck are you doing? So yeah, I encourage you to do it. I will try to do it in Brussels once again.
مرحبا. أنا أتيت من حوالي 3 أيام، أخذت الطائرة وأتيت إلى روما. فكان الرحلة تستغرق ساعتين في البحر. فعندما اقتربنا من روما فكانت الطائرة قريبة من البحر. فوجدت أن المسافة ليست بعيدة، ولكن أنا لم أستمتع بالبحر ولم أستمتع بالأجواء في الطائرة. أتذكر الآلاف الذين حاولوا المرور هذه الضفة، وكم غرق وكم مات من طفل وكم ماتت من مرأة في هذا البحر. أيضا الآلاف الذين تم خطفهم ومنعهم في عرض البحر وإرجاعهم سواء كان إلى ليبيا أو إلى تونس. كل هذه الحوادث تجسد مدى وحشية هذه الأنظمة والسياسات الظالمة، سواء كان في داخل أوروبا أو لدينا نحن في ليبيا داخل ليبيا. أعتقد أن الذي يحصل الآن في ليبيا ودعم هذه الميليشيات الموجودة وهذه الأنظمة الموجودة في في ليبيا لا يختلف عن دعم دولة تقتل الأطفال وتقتل المدنيين. الكثير من الناس النشطاء يعني يحاولون أن يمنعون دعم أي دولة تدعم أو ترسل سلاح لتقتل دولة. كذلك هذا ما يحصل في ليبيا. دائما نقول يجب عدم دعم أي مكان داخل ليبيا، لأن كل هذا الدعم الأوروبي وأموال الأوروبية تذهب لقتل وللتضييق على المهاجرين وطالبي الهجرة.
Sono arrivato a Roma 3 giorni fa, sono arrivato con l'aereo e non ho goduto la vista e non ho goduto il viaggio perché mi ricordavo di queste migliaia di persone che sono morte in mare, bambini, donne. Voglio dire che l'Unione Europea, questi regimi, sia in Europa sia in altri paesi, non devono finanziare questi gruppi miliziani o anche governi, perché questi soldi vanno usati per uccidere altre persone.
التجربة التي عشناها نحن في ليبيا ما كان يتخيل أحد، يعني بالنسبة للليبيين ما كنا نتخيل مثلا أن يوما ما تجد ليبي مثلا يكون لاجئ أو نازح ويخرج من بلده. في عام 2011 الشعب الليبي الذي كان نوعا ما مدلل في بعض الجوانب وجد نفسه مهجرين ويركبون البحر ونازحين. كل شيء تغير يعني. لذلك هي كان درس قاسي جدا لنا احنا كشعب ليبي، وكان علينا ان نتخلى عن العنصريه، وكان علينا ان نشعر بهؤلاء الناس الذين كانوا موجودين لدينا سواء كانوا لاجئين او مهاجرين موجودين داخل ليبيا. بعض الليبيين استفاد من هذه التجربه وتعلم الدرس، والبعض الاخر مع الاسف لا زال لم يتعلم.
Noi come popolo libico non abbiamo mai pensato di essere sfollati o andare a chiedere asilo in altri paesi. Abbiamo avuto una vita abbastanza dignitosa in Libia e penso che il popolo libico adesso ha capito dall'esperienza che sta vivendo questa gente che viene a fare la traversata e ha avuto un'esperienza molto pesante in Libia. Penso che noi libici abbiamo capito quanto è importante anche dare opportunità a queste persone e rispettare le altre persone, perché abbiamo anche noi attraversato questo come richiedenti asilo e sfollati in altri paesi.
أخيرا أنا ما يهزني بعد كل هذا الحقائق الواضحة وما حصل من انتهاكات وموت المئات داخل ليبيا داخل السجون وخارج السجون، واخرها ضحيه هؤلاء المدافعين الذين كانوا محتجزين في مخازن لتربيه المواشي والابناء ولا تصلح اصلا لذلك، ورغم كل ذلك هم لا زالوا موجودين داخل هذا السجن المفتوح داخل ليبيا. الرساله التي اود ان اوجهها الكل يستطيع المساهمه، حتى انتم موجودين الان نشطاء افراد اشخاص عاديين بامكانكم ان تساهموا، وعلى الاقل أن تعلم دولة أوروبا بالكامل أن أي دولار يدفع إلى ليبيا فإنه سيساهم في قمع وقتل الكثير من الناس. من المحزن أن نشاهد أن اليوم وأمس يعني السلطات في إيطاليا تقوم بصيانة الزوارق والقوارب التي يقوم بإرجاع المهاجرين، بل صيانتها ودعمها وحتى الأحواض التي تبقى فيها كلها بدعم من الاتحاد الاوروبي. على العلم ان ليبيا لديها ميزانيات واموال كان يمكنها ان تقوم بذلك، لان ليبيا لديها من الاموال لا يكفي، ولكن مع الاسف نجد ان هناك دعم اوروبي ايطالي فقط لهذا الغرض، فقط لمنع وصول هؤلاء الناس الى ليبيا. اتمنى الخير والسلامه للجميع، ولكن اقول ان العالم الان تغير، مثل ما تغير المناخ يتغير فايضا الاستقرار والرفاهيه تزول في لحظه.
Sono molto dispiaciuto di queste persone che sono state uccise sia nei centri di detenzione sia fuori. Il messaggio che voglio trasmettere è che anche voi potete contribuire ad aiutare a fermare questa situazione che si trova in Libia adesso, perché qualsiasi dollaro, un euro che va in Libia può aiutare anche a uccidere altre persone e mettere queste persone in condizioni molto difficili e poi hanno una violazione anche sui diritti umani, quindi voi potete come attivisti aiutare a fermare questo. Dice che l'altro giorno ho sentito che l'Italia sta anche mandando soldi per fare manutenzione per questi balconi che vengono poi usati per mandare indietro le persone che quando vengono catturate in mare.
Okay, so I'm just going to say what Tarek has been saying so far in English. So I flew into Rome a couple of days ago, but I could not enjoy the view out of the window because I could not stop thinking of all of the people that have died and keep dying in the Mediterranean, trying to cross the sea and get to Europe. And I think it is absolutely appalling and unacceptable that the European Union and the European institutions sign treaties and agreements with the Libyan regime and fund a system that is a death system. It is a system of death and torture to which thousands of migrants coming from everywhere in Africa are subjected in Libya. And we, as Libyan people, up until recently, we could always live a decent life. We never really experienced the need to emigrate outside of Libya to other countries, but now that the situation in the country has changed quite a bit, we have started to be migrants as well, and we've come to understand what it means to be a migrant on the move. I am so sorry for all the people that have died in my country, in and out of detention centers. And all in all, the message that I want to bring is that everything that you can do as activists to try and stop this is important, because every euro that goes from the European institutions to Libya is money that actually funds a system because of which thousands of migrants keep suffering and dying, and this must stop.
Yes, I'm speaking for one of the search and rescue organizations, for the Alarm Phone concretely, which is a hotline 24 hours, 7 days a week, of about 200 activists from Europe and also from North Africa, and also contacts in southern countries in Africa. And we have a lot of, why are we supporting this campaign, and why are we supporting refugees in Libya? Why are you being part of the alliance, refugees in Libya, and organizing this event here? It has to do with our daily work. We get calls from people on boats, leaving from Libya, being in distress in the sea, or being intercepted, not being rescued, but being intercepted by the so-called Libyan Coast Guard, and then detained in these detention centers which were already described here. And, as it was said, these detention centers are financed by the European Union, by our politicians, so we have to make them responsible, but I think we have to do more. We have to push them, to put pressure on them, that they take in refugees from Libya. That's why we are starting this campaign, because we say we have space, we have place, we have money in Europe, and we can take in these human rights defenders who are fighting in this country, in Libya, and also in other countries, of course, And that's why we also try to do this in our countries and to address the mayors, like here in Bologna, we have to address the mayors in many countries, and we'll try to do that also all over Europe.
Hi, thank you. I'm Tiziano from International Humans. We are many people here, so this is the first good news. And I just want to say and remember a little bit how we started, how it was our first encounter with refugees in Libya. Because it helps us to understand why we're here now and what we can do. And the intervention of Naima today, the press conference, it was not only touching, but it was again revealing about all the beginning and everything what happened in our mind, in our brain, in our souls. When we actually didn't know what to do. Because the first time that we met refugees in Libya, it was actually very particular. So we received this message in our Telegram chats, hearing about Don Mattia, who is part of the Iran as well. He's a priest, and he came to know refugees in Libya in a particular way, and he described what he was seeing on his mobile phone. And so he used to say, just imagine it, all of a sudden you see on your mobile phone thousands of people in Libya fighting in front of the UNHCR, chanting and shouting out and announcing what we in Italy have been saying for years. But those were the real protagonists, living it on their own body, on their own skin, what was happening. And finally, we were knowing this truth without filter, without any journalist. Few journalists in Italy did this job in Europe and saying what's happening in Libya. But finally, we could hear directly through the protagonist of all this story what was happening. So we came in touch with refugees in Libya, the spokesperson, and we came to know about the reality, which was incredible for us. It was the first time that from that black hole we saw finally some lights. We organized a press conference, and we started to interact. We had to understand and to learn how we could help them. So with Alarm Phone since the beginning, Amnesty as well, Sea-Watch and some other few organizations, we organized a chat. That chat was called Libya Evacuation Support. It's still there, not any more active, but it's still there. So our first thought was, of course, we have to find a way to bring these 5,000 people outside. These people who are protesting there, they have to go out now. We have to imagine a way through the Pope, through the church. We have to find a way. Unfortunately, we found out that our expectations and our hopes were higher than our real possibilities. To get inside Libya is almost impossible. You have to be a worker of any high company, but we are not allowed. We are not very welcome in Libya. Refugees are not very welcome, but we as humanitarian activists not as well. If you don't bring money or any kind of work, so it's not our place there. So we had to restructure our thought, our intervention. What could we do? What was our role if we cannot bring them out? Our role was then, and this is what we used to repeat very often, first of all, to amplify the voice of the refugees in Libya. And this is what we've been trying to do since the beginning. So one of our first goals was exactly this, to bring their voice out. Refugees in Libya managed to build this bridge from North Africa, from Libya to Europe. We were at the last parts, just bringing the last parts of the bridges, and to bring them to Europe and expand the voice. I remember at the beginning when we tried to speak about refugees in Libya, they were not even understanding why it was important that some refugees were fighting in front of the UNHCR. For us, it was important and obvious since the beginning, but it was even difficult to explain the most obvious thing, that their protagonists, the people who were suffering inside the Làbas, were coming out and shouting and saying that it was the most abnormal thing on earth But for some people, even that, the obvious thing, was difficult to understand. So we understood there how many steps we still had to do. Now, please, let's have in mind what for us is normal, what is not normal when we come and speak with other people. Please, this concept. Because this makes us much easier for us to understand how we can help. And again, Naima, when you were saying every little thing that you can do here, it's probably you think it's nothing. And so we don't even start here in Europe. But actually, what we need to give is time and will. Honestly, we don't need much more knowledge. I'm finishing. 1 hour left. Thank you, Mr. Khan. It's not much more than we need. This hotline doesn't need nothing else than this. Our will and our time. Honestly, the rest of the knowledge, it will come. We don't need to be the experts of UNHCR procedures. We don't need to be the experts of all the militias that are there on the ground. We will eventually learn all of this. But what we for sure will learn is who they are. People, not refugees. They are Pato, Mohammed, David, Naima. These are the people that we will learn that are like us. And again, re-establishing something really obvious, but this is what we need to bring at the center of the stage. The obvious of all of this. Because it's not normal, and here I finish for real, that we are here 100 people in this beautiful moment, but this is not the normality. As well as the normality is not that the states are killing people or are paying other militias in order to kill people. So we have to react to this kind of normality, to our normality, with our normality. But let's think that we are really precious here. So the hotline is an essential step for all of this. Will and time, that's all we need. Grazie.
After this intervention, sorry.
Sorry, I'm coming from Africa.
Because
you don't have something like this to talk like in front of people catching the mic and something. So, it's really a big honor that we all gathered to talk about how people are suffering and to get some solutions to help the others whom are victims, whom really suffered from the war, whom are refugees, and they had no chance to live as human beings and as others. My country, Sudan, had been throughout many decades of years in the war, and this war has made thousands, millions of Sudanese become refugees in neighbor countries like Chad, Libya, and Egypt, and so on. But this war already people died and become refugees. When I'm refugees, it not means that I'm really happy for what I am to become a refugee, or because I left my country because of the war, because of the medicines that I have been forced to leave my country. And I want to live as human, could be everybody can value me, and I can value others, and you can see me as others. I mean, refugees are also people having family, relatives, and having plan. I mean, like having motivations to live or to build their life as a better. But when you try to keep me down or to push me away, you don't love me, of course I will try to seek or to find out the solutions. And it's very good that people are still looking the solutions for those who are suffering. Throughout my journey, I really faced, very difficult things. as like torture and a lot of things. But at the end, these bad policies, which is cost the regions big prices, and these prices regions already paid by the torture, which is already opening an opportunity and doors to the mafia, and the mafia can do the, which is called extortion crime, is kidnapping people and to put in the jail without any reasons. Refugees in Libya have been suffered many times, and me already been in Libya for 2 years. I have seen what is happening exactly and why we already gathered in front of UNHCR demanding our rights to be treated as basically as human. But it was not happening because there is no can value us or treat us as human. We have been suffering. Women and children and teenagers have been dead in front of us, but we had no choice. We had no power to save those people. Me by myself, I have been in an accident car, so I broke my arm and I already suffered, but UNHCR had not been sick. I mean, why if I go to UN to explain my situation in Libya, that I am suffering, I've been kidnapped, no one can take my problem as a serious to put it in which is supposed to be. Because even most of the staffs in UN are the residents. I mean, they don't care what you are saying, or they could not take your case as like in a position that's supposed to be. Because most of the staff of UN are them also Libyan. So if I go to complain about this, I like complaining about the Libya, and you cannot do anything. And if I start to talk about the rights, this is not supposed to be or not to happen. As we are human beings, I will be taken, like to put in a jail or to be tortured. So it means that I have no rights to talk what is or to defend our people. I mean to say to the others that this is not correct and we need as basic thing that to be injustice or justice. So the people who are still in Libya, of course, the situation I left as like I was, it's really dangerous. And that's why I forced myself to cross many borders, countries, and it wasn't easy for me. As a person or a refugee having even a passport, now I am 70 years old. I never had a passport. Sometimes I feel shame. Why? Because I left my country since I was young, 7 years. So that is why I forced myself to cross many borders. And this wasn't easy. I was being in jail, or I've been in torture. So I was being in exile time. Sometimes it's really dangerous for me. Even in Morocco, I faced a dangerous situation. As like in 26 or 20 of June, which is happening people and refugees crossing the defenders of between Malia and Italy, between Malia and which is called Spanish. People also there died, and me who be separate, one of them there, and it wasn't easy for me. But I will still to remind, to make you think that the situation in Libya is really dangerous, because I already lived in that situation, and I left my friends, people already behind me. Some of them dead, and some of them are in the prisons. So, and they have no rights to talk even about themselves. So that is why we are asking for the human rights organizations, associations, to be cooperating all of us to reach the voices of those victims, of those who are still suffering in Libya, to make their voices reachable to all over the world, to see the world exactly how those people are suffering and why they have no rights to have the basic things in their life. Thank you.
can we support the fact that our country, Italy, is one of the most responsible of the situation, of the conditions of the people in Libya, and why our society is not saying anything. So I think that the campaign will play defenders of human rights, something that concerns every one of us in this country. And one of the people that still have an idea of what does it mean, the capacity to be human. So I make a call for every one of us to be human defenders. And the campaign that is starting, the kick-off is today, the campaign that is starting today is an opportunity for each of one of us. It is an opportunity to make a choice, to see and or to stand up, to see or to say something, to see or to fight, to see or support. And we have a choice not to see but to support.
Thank you. I'm Lorenzo, and I'm an investigative reporter, and I'm here because with a group of international colleagues, we are trying to understand what is happening with the expulsion of refugees from, especially from Tunisia to Libya, but not only there. And we would like to help to document and to collect evidences about what is happening. And also small things like a very small video with very limited metadata could be very useful for this kind of archive. And that's why I'm here, because I really want to try to be like your focal point and your connection to the other group of colleagues who are working with me. There will be at least 1,000 of newspapers that will publish this story. And the other thing that we would really want to dig more into is these agreements that David was talking about today between Tunisia and Libya for the expulsion of migrants. And the third thing that we would like to do is trying to track down who put the money and who invests the money for which kind of tools that are used for this expulsion. I know that journalists, are not the best category, or not at all. But in this case, please believe in our good faith and in our real will to help in this work of documenting and trying to track down and keep the power accountable, because it's what we really think that is needed.
This is not another intervention, but rather an introduction. Sitting next to us here is a brother, is a comrade, is a friend, a fellow human rights defender that most Italians, if not his picture, I think, have read and have watched his story when it circulated. His Pato, the man who lost his family in the desert, after being pushed back from Tunisia when they were trying to cross from Libya. Just I'm trying to touch the point he's talking about now. When he went to Libya, after losing his child and his wife, we tried all efforts. When the news circulated all over the media in Italy and in Europe, we tried to reach out to European and Italian authority to give him a humanitarian visa to evacuate him. But this never happened, and he had to cross the Mediterranean, which he already failed 5 bad times, and he was returned to Libya. Fortunately, he was here since the end of this year, and he's among us, and he would like to share a bit of his experience and why we need to focus on this campaign and call for the evacuation of the fellow human rights defenders. He will speak in French, and then we can interpret.
Bonsoir tout le monde. I prefer to speak in French because I don't know why I prefer to speak in French. Moi c'est Pato. Je pense que beaucoup de vous connaissent mon histoire, mais je vais la répéter aujourd'hui. Je ne vais pas tout raconter parce que c'est difficile. Je vais m'attarder sur la situation des migrants en Libye. C'est vraiment difficile. C'est tellement horrible, vous ne pouvez pas imaginer. Ce qui me concerne, j'ai risqué ma vie plusieurs fois dans le temps de traverser la Méditerranée pour avoir un avenir meilleur.
Racconto adesso la mia storia, che è una storia che riguarda anche altre persone che hanno cercato di attraversare il Mediterraneo. È una storia terribile, una storia orribile.
Comme je disais tantôt, j'ai essayé de traverser la Méditerranée plusieurs fois pour essayer d'avoir un avenir meilleur, parce que les conditions en Libye, c'est pas facile.
Ho cercato diverse volte di attraversare il Mediterraneo perché le condizioni in Libia sono terribili.
J'ai fait la prison à 5 reprises.
Sono stato in prigione, sono stato imprigionato per diverse volte.
Et est arrivé un moment où j'avais plus le choix, c'était soit la vie ou la mort.
Ed è arrivato un momento in cui non c'era più scelta, era o la vita o la morte.
Justement, je vivais avec ma petite famille, ma femme et ma fille, vers 11 ans. I stay with my family, my wife and my daughter.
Mia moglie e mia piccola figlia che quando ho potuto.
Et nous n'avons plus de moyens pour survivre.
Non avevamo più mezzi per sopravvivere.
Et c'était pendant une période où il y avait des arrestations abusives en Libye.
Ed è stato nel periodo in cui ci sono stati degli arresti abusivi in Libia, quindi l'arrestazione degli arresti.
Pour un rien, les milices cassaient les maisons et interceptaient les migrants pour les envoyer en prison. Et après, il fallait payer pour sortir.
Le milizie andavano direttamente nelle case delle persone, le sequestravano e era necessario pagare delle somme di denaro per essere liberati.
Ma fille avait 7 ans.
Mia figlia aveva 7 anni.
Et elle n'avait jamais été à l'école comme d'autres enfants.
E non era mai stata a scuola come invece gli altri bambini.
Du coup, nous avons décidé de partir en Tunisie.
Quindi abbiamo deciso di partire in Tunisia
pour essayer d'offrir un avenir meilleur à notre fille, ce que nous n'avons pas pu avoir en Libye.
per cercare di offrire un futuro migliore a nostra figlia, cosa che non eravamo riusciti ad avere in Libia.
Et c'est dès lors que nous avons pris cette décision que le pire est arrivé.
Nel momento in cui abbiamo preso questa decisione, il peggio è arrivato.
Je préfère m'arrêter là pour l'histoire parce que je risque de couler les dents.
Sì, se possiamo fermare quella storia perché sento che mi verrebbe da piangere.
Revenons sur le cas des migrants en Libye.
Torniamo a parlare dei migranti in Libia.
Comme je disais, me concernant, j'ai fait la prison 5 fois.
Come ho detto prima, ho fatto la prigione 5 volte, sono stato arrestato 5 volte.
Je n'ai jamais volé dans ma vie.
Non ho mai rubato in vita mia.
Je n'ai jamais tué personne.
Non ho mai ucciso nessuno.
Mais j'ai fait la prison 5 fois.
Ho fatto la prigione 5 volte.
Pourquoi?
Perché?
Parce que je voulais être heureux.
Perché volevo essere felice.
Ça, c'était un motif pour faire la prison.
Vuoi sempre un motivo per fare la prigione?
Et je ne suis pas le seul.
E non sono l'unico.
Nous sommes tellement nombreux, vous ne pouvez pas imaginer.
Siamo talmente tanti che non si può immaginare.
Les personnes ont perdu espoir.
persone hanno perso la speranza.
Devant moi, j'ai vu des gens devenir fous.
Davanti a noi ho visto persone impazzire e diventare matti.
D'autres perdent la vie,
Altri perdono la vita,
tout simplement parce qu'ils me sourient.
semplicemente perché mi guardavano, sorridevano, erano lì.
Parce qu'ils veulent avoir une vie présente ici.
Perché volevano avere una vita come tutte le persone che sono presenti qui.
Et étant témoin de cela,
Diversi di loro
je prêterai ma dernière force et ma dernière énergie
ho preso quindi in mezzo a loro l'ultima forza, l'ultimo spirito che avevo
pour rendre possible leur vie, parce qu'ils n'en ont pas.
per rendere possibile la loro vita proprio perché noi non l'hanno più.
Je remercie M. David
Ringrazio Monsieur David
et vous tous présents ici
e tutte le persone che sono presenti qui adesso
pour le travail que vous apportez.
per il lavoro che state conducendo.
Vous ne savez pas comment, si ceux qui sont derrière en Libye, en Tunisie, pourraient imaginer ce que vous faites.
Le persone che sono rimaste in Libia e in Tunisia non possono immaginare, non possono sapere il lavoro che state facendo voi adesso.
Certes, nous n'avons pas la force ou le pouvoir de quitter et puis ça se fait. Nous n'avons pas la force, excusez, nous n'avons pas la force de réaliser tous les désirs.
Non abbiamo la forza per poter realizzare tutti i loro desideri.
Mais au moins le temps et la volonté que vous accordez, je crois que ça sera possible.
Ma grazie al tempo e alla volontà che date, sarà possibile.
Ok, je ne sais pas pourquoi vous applaudissez, mais...
Non so perché state applaudendo, ma grazie.
D'accord. Déjà, merci pour tout une fois de plus. Et ensemble, nous le ferons. Merci.
Grazie a tutti e insieme lo facciamo. Grazie.
Given that the English translation,
Hello. My name is Hagen. I'm from Hanau, so sitting near Frankfurt in Germany. And I will contribute with a few sentences from a small transnational network which is called Welcome to Europe. This network was born 50 years ago, 2009, in Lesbos, in the middle of a border camp, in the struggle of refugees for their rights to move against the Dublin, against the internal situation in the Aegean Sea. And in this network, in the last years, we mainly networked and struggled for infrastructures for freedom of movement. That is our slogan. We have to build infrastructures for freedom of movement and equal rights to support all the people on the move. We were very excited to learn and to hear about your struggles, these self-organized struggles of refugees in Libya in 2021, but also now your attempts to continue when you reach here in Europe with your friends, with your comrades. We are still in Libya. So we also want to help to support your campaign. We are very happy with a new hotline as another element, infrastructures for freedom of movement, to struggle together. Thank you. Solidarity will win.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Naima from refugees in Libya. I'm one of the comrades. I think I'm one of the lucky ones. I hope to say. I think have colleagues, they have friends, they have family, it's more than that. They already have said basically everything, and I'm not good at speaking because when it comes to this subject, there is so much information out there. Nobody needs for me to speak about the situation there and what's happening in the world, and each one of us here is aware that there's something happening somewhere and that it's wrong. So, and I don't have the mental capacity to go through reminding that again. But I think what we need to focus on today is our effort as individuals and how can we make a change. Because each one of you here, I believe, had made a choice, a conscious choice when they came here today. Every time they read something or choose to give it a few seconds of attention and reading a news or a read about immigrants. And of course, every inch of help matters. I cannot emphasize enough about this. No matter how much I say, every inch of help matters. Every inch of your attention to the subject matters. Just you spreading awareness about this matters more than you can imagine. I don't believe you understand. In here, I do not mean any mean of ways of degrading anybody else's pains, but the privilege of us being here and existing so set peacefully in just sharing our attention about everything else happening in the world, because it's way underestimated. And the sad thing is, now me being an EU citizen and living here, it's a conscious decision I make, because here my voice matters. It's not like when I was in Libya. Here I have a voice, but I choose not to use it. And each one of us, sadly and brutally honestly, choose to not use his voice here. It's a conscious individual choice every day we make. So if there's anything I would like anybody from here leaving with, is to think about using their voices and make a change and spread awareness. You need more than it, of course, but just pay attention, because as I said in the morning if you were here, there is nothing matters more to me than the acknowledgement of my pain and existing as a human being and being like, I know there's a fellow human being, not an immigrant, not a asylum seeker, another human being suffering somewhere. So just acknowledge that, take it with you, and please think about how can I, as an individual, as a human on this planet, I can help. Because in this case, we're talking about together we can make a change. Just like any other subject, if we come together and we can make a change, so it's not an impossible thing to achieve. And that's what frustrates me the most, that if we came together to end this, we can, but we choose not to. At least the majority of us choose not to. So, I hardly believe that words are just not enough. When we all know everything, we're all aware. So I just hope that we leave from here with the conscious and the belief that we can make a change, and look forward to see you back again somewhere, or support, whether digitally or anywhere, because still it means a lot to everyone. So thank you guys for being here.
Hello everyone, Mario from Yabasta. So, as Yabasta, we are very pleased to host and to contribute to this event, the comrades and friends of refugees in Libya. Having, as Nana said, having the opportunity, to sit down and discuss how to fight border regime, I would say that is very, very important. And having the right to have the time, safety, health, and opportunity to discuss like this is so very important. But we can say that not everywhere in the world in this moment have this right. And this right should be not a privilege. We know that in this moment, in Palestine, in Sudan, there is war and the people have not the right to discuss like us. There is a genocide in Palestine, and the world's largest number of internally displaced people in Sudan. We have the duty to question how to connect our discussion today to the fight with the people who are fighting in Palestine and in Sudan. The struggle are strictly connected. For this reason, as Yabasa in this year, since a while, we see the need for a political laboratory to find allies with the people that have different background and different point of view of us here, like us here in Italy. It's crucial to analyze what is going on in the world in this moment and to try to analyze different perspectives. And only in this way we can understand the global world system that we are facing all together. Only in this way we can understand the border regime. The border regime is international, and our network should be transnational. We have to put effort on this. As Yabasa, we have tried to implement concrete action at the border of Europe with Mediterranean, with Bernard, Bosnia and Croatia border, or also in Greece, Serbia. And when we tried to do something in that place, we always got something. We got that our action had effect only when we built political allies in that place, and political allies mostly with the people who daily try to fight the border regime and try to cross that border. This is crucial. Without making this kind of alliance, any kind of action has no sense, in our point of view. Another important aspect, we must be able to unite transnational struggle and alliance in the both side of the Mediterranean, of course, but also in the struggle within the Europe fortress. Affirming the right to flee and build in second passages today means confronting with nationalism, with xenophobia, with fascism that are more and more present in our government. Today, the attempt to dialogue in the city of Bologna as a welcoming city goes in this direction. Why? For this, to try that what we did today with the mayor of Bologna is not only symbolic, we should immediately ask the mayor and the municipality to implement their actions in the international asylum system here in Bologna, in the welcoming center around the city, to avoid that a CPR will open in the city. This is crucial, and only if the mayor and the municipality of this city will continue with this, it could be an ally for our campaign. If we are happy, that today the municipality, give us a stage to speak our campaign, we should also remember that with David, the refugees in Libya, and a lot of other comrades, this year we had a fight to ask rights for the people inside the Centro Mattei here in Bologna, where the people are living in terrible conditions, without bathroom, without beds, living under the tent with the winter. This is what is happening in Europe in 2024. The continuity between what is going on in Libya and what is going on here is evident. And this is evident from the very words used by comrades from the Centro Mattei, equating the reception condition of class to those experienced in Libya. Invisibility, marginalization, violence, and institutional racism are elements that, although varied, we found both in Libya and here, in the earth of Europe. So, my question to the Assembly today, first thank you to all of the people who organized this event, and mostly for refugees in Libya, of course, is how to build bridges between activists from different shores of the Mediterranean while fighting against the blood agreement of our government. How to unite the battle against the border regime in Libya with the fight against the fascists, and institutional racism in Europe. How can we make the campaign, our campaign, become a symbol and political precedent to assert an evacuation of all of people in Libya and Tunisia? This is our question, and we have to fight for this. Thank you.
Buonasera a tutti, scusate, non so l'inglese, quindi sono costretta a parlare in italiano. Io faccio parte dell'associazione Stop Border Violence che chiede di applicare l'articolo 4 della Carta dei diritti dell'Unione Europea che vieta qualsiasi tipo di violenza, trattamento denigrante e tortura alle frontiere d'Europa e all'interno degli Stati dell'Unione Europea. Siamo un piccolo gruppo che fa attivismo come vedete faccio io stasera, recandoci in attività organizzate o cercando quando è possibile di organizzare qualcosa. Io credo che con l'iniziativa che ho sentito stasera, la conferenza stampa di stamattina, lo strumento che abbiamo messo in piedi, che è l'iniziativa dei cittadini europei, che è praticamente come una proposta di legge alla Commissione europea, sia molto importante per raggiungere gli obiettivi che questa assemblea si dà e che tante persone hanno espresso.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Julia, and I am part. Good evening, everyone. My name is Julia. I am part of a small group that is called Stop Border Violence, and it is a group that advocates for the application of Article 4 of the Chart of Human Rights of the European Union, which basically says that no violence should happen on migrants at the borders of the European Union within European countries. So we are a small group. We try to organize a few initiatives, and when we have the chance, we take part in the initiatives organized by other groups and organizations and associations, and that is why I'm here representing our small organization. And I believe that of all of the instruments that we've discussed so far, the one that I find would be particularly effective and interesting is the so-called initiative of the European citizens, which is basically a draft law that we would want to present to the European Commission.
Noi sappiamo tutti che il livello di violenza alle frontiere verso i paesi dell'Unione Europea è in espansione ed è terribile, e parliamo della violenza alla frontiera greca, il trattamento disumano all'interno della Grecia, le morti in mare per le persone che vogliono raggiungere l'Italia prevalentemente. Sappiamo la situazione terribile dei Balcani, le persone che vengono dalle frontiere con la Bosnia, la Serbia e la Croazia, dove vengono picchiate, massacrate. Sappiamo che abbiamo alcune associazioni bravissime come Linea d'Ombra a Trieste, che accoglie con tanti volontari e cerca di dare un po' di aiuto alle persone che arrivano dalla rotta balcanica, persone che sono in viaggio 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 anni, che tentano per decine di volte di arrivare alle frontiere europee. Ecco, noi pensiamo che non possiamo avere l'articolo 4 della Carta dei diritti dell'Unione Europea che vieta tutto questo, mentre invece accade esattamente nella realtà l'opposto. Allora pensiamo che il fatto che noi dobbiamo raccogliere 1 milione di firme entro il 9 luglio 2024 sarebbe veramente importante. Questa adesione, che è un'adesione semplice, che dopo vi dico come si può fare, abbiamo anche del materiale informativo, perché se arrivasse alla Commissione dell'Unione Europea, teniamo conto che ci sono delle elezioni in giugno, la nostra iniziativa dei cittadini europei scade all'inizio di luglio. Allora, se la nuova Commissione Europea raccoglierà 1 milione di firme e auspicabilmente anche più, e si raccolgono nei paesi dell'Unione Europea, in almeno un quarto dei paesi dell'Unione Europea bisogna raggiungere questo risultato delle firme, noi siamo convinti che questo faciliterebbe anche l'obiettivo che ha Refusa in Libia, perché facendo questa attività noi sensibilizziamo anche le persone sulla realtà delle migrazioni. Non è solo una raccolta firme, noi cerchiamo anche di parlare il più possibile con le persone, ma vi assicuro siamo poco più di 20, però abbiamo fatto anche molto lavoro. Sarebbe molto importante che tutte le associazioni che hanno obiettivi simili promuovessero l'iniziativa dei cittadini europei, perché è un interesse comune, è un vero interesse comune arrivare a raccogliere 1 milione di firme, che è una spinta contro le politiche attuali che sono sempre più restrittive e sempre più negative nei confronti delle persone migranti. Quindi noi auspichiamo che anche le associazioni che oggi sono qui presenti la promuovano e, ripeto, abbiamo materiale, possiamo dare i nostri riferimenti e se c'è qualcuno che è interessato a collaborare con noi saremo molto contenti. Da ultimo volevo ringraziare Mario per la pazienza con il tavolino avanti e dietro e con tutta l'organizzazione. Scusate se vi abbiamo dato un po' di disturbo.
So we all know that violence in Europe is on the rise everywhere. We see increasing violence against migrants in Greece. The death toll on migrants trying to cross the Mediterranean is not decreasing. We see what happens to people that try to reach the borders of Europe coming from the Balkan route, on the borders of Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia. In Trieste, there is a very good organization called Liminal that tries to help migrants coming from the Balkan route, people that have been on the move sometimes for years and try to get into Italy coming from the Balkan route and fail so many times over and over again. So with this initiative, what we want to affirm is that it is just absurd, it doesn't make any sense at all, that the chart of rights of Europe has this Article 4, while the reality is so much different. And there is so much violence against migrants on our borders and within European countries. So basically the aim of this initiative is to collect 1 million signatures by the 9th of July 2024. And once we will have collected this many signatures, we will be able to file this petition with the European Commission. So there's going to be the European elections in June, and basically our initiative expires in July, and it would, I think it would be, we are really convinced that it would be so meaningful if we'd be able to file this petition. We are a small group as Stop Border Violence. We are about 20 people working in, taking part in this network. But what I want to say is that I would like to invite all of the associations that are here today, all of the organizations that share similar goals to ours, to actually embrace this initiative. And because it is not just about collecting signatures, it is also about raising people's awareness. So I hope that you will try and help us promote this initiative. We have a lot of information material that we've prepared, and so I would like to invite you, to get in touch and help us support this initiative to file this petition with the European Commission. And there is a website and there is an email address that you can write to. And I think that Gia will give you all any information that you would like so that you can actually support this initiative.
Hi everyone. I am Justina. I'm from Amnesty International, but I'm Justina as a human being. And I firstly wanted to thank you for sharing your stories, because I work as a legal operator, and I every day feel ashamed and feel angry with myself because I have to ask people to share their stories, because they it's the only way to have a document. It's the only way to have the possibility to stay in Europe, by having health problems, by having the certification, medical certification, and it's not only. With my privilege, with my European passport, I can go to Romania and visit my family. And it's not something that we can take for granted, because it's not granted. And I meet every week people from minors from Gambia who feel sad because they have not paid their journey to go through the Mediterranean Sea, and the traffickers go to their families in Gambia and threaten their parents. And as a human being, I cannot accept this fact, and I cannot accept the fact that these people have to wait for the documents for months and months, because they are not appointments free. And they cannot do health visits and take appointments, or they are threatened to go into detention centers in Ferrara and in other cities here in Italy. So when I talk to migrants, who are not migrants in general, they are human beings with their own stories, with their own sufferings, in their own original countries, and they go to the hell in Libya. And when I talk about international protection and how it works here in Italy with the the documents and so on. And I tell a lot of lies, and I tell how it's gonna take some months and so on. And I know I tell a lot of lies because it's not so easy when they come to Lampedusa and they arrive here and they go through another hell because it's not. When I meet people, they say, now I feel happy and I'm in Italy and I'm going to have a new life. And I think, no, it's not like that. And they go, then they are like, I'm sorry, they have to stay and wait for projects and for people to support them. And they try to escape, and on the borders they find violence. So I'm here as a human being to listen to stories and to take a little bit of bravery that you have, a little bit of your bravery, and powers me to have to use my voice.
Sarita, next time, I think there is a microphone over there. I follow the. Try to let's stay within the time, so because there is translation, so and we are ending remarks for the.
Hello, I'm Sarita from the project. We are working to do 1,000 legal action against the Italian government for the illegal deportation from the sea to the Libya. We already started, and thanks to ASG lawyer staff, we won the first two legal actions in first grade. So we are very excited, and now we are working on almost 100 cases, and 600 migrants are now in our project, and we are helping them with investigation to make legal action against Italy. So tomorrow we have a workshop, and we can explain better the project. The project is now into Mediterranean sailing humans, and we are 50 so thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Lele from On Borders. We work on the border between Italy and France in Val di Susa, which is an amazing landscape in the mountains, but unfortunately it's also a place where every year, also both in winter time and summer time, people die trying to cross the borders from Italy to France. I think Ulm is one of the less known borders in Europe, but unfortunately, as I said, people die and be traumatized by this walking in the mountains, which is around between 18 and 20 kilometers, chased by police both in the day and in the night. And especially in winter time, what we feel the thing that makes us feel more frustrated is that nobody of us has a real feeling of having a border there, because it's a very touristic environment, so people every day ski, snowboard, or walk, climb in that area, is completely unaware about the fact that there is a border. So European people can move very easily, and most of them, and this is the thing that I think is making us feel more angry about it, our work environment and immigrant environment, is that it's not a real border for most of the people that use it as a fun environment. I wanted to invite you to some events that will take place in Montgenèvre, which is the first French city. It will be the 6th of February and the other one the 10th of February, and it will be a day to remember the people who lost their life in the attempt to cross these borders. And we walk across the mountains in order to remind everybody that a border exists there, and in 2023 around 19,000 people tried to cross it with multiple pushback and including institutional border police perpetrated by French police, which every day, and we try to focus on it thanks to some legal groups in France, such as ANAFE, who try to collect the memories of rebels and pushbacks for remind that the rights in the borders, for example, in the border office of the police, French police, are not respected. So people are forced to sign papers in a language that they don't understand, and are pushed back by Italian police and French Red Cross to a structure where we were active to, the refugee, and they try also 3 or 4 or 5 times. Moreover, another important meeting will be the 16th of March. There will be a huge marathon, and everybody of you is more than welcome to take part in it. Will be the march, so a long walk from Clavier, which is the last Italian city before the border, to Briançon. So all the way that people pass every day. It will be a mass event, and I think it will be very interesting for everybody who is interested to meet also this part of the border in Italy.
Hi everyone, I'm Lorenzo from Liminal, previously forensic oceanography and water forensics. We have joined the Alliance for Refugees in Libya to try to help to set up a database and archive of the violations about which refugees in Libya receive constantly information, images. Many people already in this room have recalled the amazing moment when we learned initially about refugees in Libya, and I want to return to that moment of, let's say, first surprise, and then really admiration, awe, and inspiration, to know that something like this was happening. For many years, together with several of the people in this room, we have attempted to reclaim the Mediterranean as a space of struggle. But for many years, we failed to complete the bridge that would connect us, to Northern Africa, to Libya. We could only arrive up to the 12 or 24 nautical miles, but there was always a kind of missing step. And I think that when your voice first emerged, it was incredible to see that it was possible, and not only possible, but it was made that the people were, in the most difficult and most dire conditions, right? So I just want to, recall that moment because, as Mario was saying, creating those bridges is essential, not only to challenge, the wideness of the anti-racist movement in Europe, but really to build new connections, new narratives, to see that what's happening, in Libya, in Sudan, in Gaza, it's not, it's not connected with what's happening here. The two are obviously completely connected, and we need to work on this connection. I also wanted to say one small word about, the concept of evacuation, because I think that's another fundamental way in which this campaign is challenging, some of our received assumptions. Normally we understand evacuation as a humanitarian term, as something that the state does for its citizens, right? As a good father that takes care of its citizens. But what about those who are stateless? What about those who are fleeing a state, right? We saw this already in 2011 in Libya. I remember, during the siege of Misrata, when, Europeans, expats, or international community was being evacuated by a siege, by a armed conflict, but those who were left behind were the migrants, were the refugees, right? And already then we challenged that. And back also in 2015, after what has been the largest shipwrecks in the Mediterranean, we also called again for evacuation, recalling that moment and recalling the people which were left back. And we were calling, for ferries, not Frontex, right? That was the title of the campaign. Calling for evacuation through ferries, not, Frontex, and not more airplane, not more, offering of patrol boats to push people back. So I just wanted to recall that moment, to go back to that moment and really, thinking about that call for evacuation as something that challenges the term that we work with. So thanks, refugees in Libya, for doing that work, and thanks for everyone for coming and supporting this.
I think I'm going to stand up. It's been wonderful to listen to all of us, our ideas, our thoughts, our visions. But from the reality of my own responsibility, I am born to be ambitious. And from this huge ambition, I want to invite all of us, I want to recommend, or I want to distribute responsibility to each one of us here today to make this discussion and to make this campaign something meaningful. Now we are going to dive in a little bit in our natural way of understanding things. What do we understand by evacuation, as Moreno said? I'm going to pick up from Mario when he was saying that we have to tell the mayor to do 1, 2, 3 to evacuate, or Naima, the points that she said. We are looking at evacuation and we want the state to do. I don't agree. The evacuation that we are looking for these 221 people, we are going to do it. And the state is going to facilitate it in a way that we look at our own government. They have the brain, they have the machine, which is the engine, they have the wings, which is the society, they have the heart, which is the desires of the people that brings them together, and the workforce. It is the same that we as individuals here, as the common people, we need to take responsibility by providing spaces. That is when we start to question the humanitarian corridors of San Egidio. How does it function? When the Italian church, in collaboration with the Italian government, managed to bring people direct from Libya to here. I helped them do it, and I wanted to understand how does it work. This works with common people who are offering their responsibility to offer their backyards to the people that are not recognized, to say that we are here, I have a place that can host one, that can host a family with 2 children, a husband and a wife, and from after 3 years they can start to live their life. Which means that I'm recommending and I'm inviting some of us here to start a working group that will offer spaces to the mayor of Bologna, or if we don't have the spaces, that will look for people who are able to host people from Libya, and when we have concrete and practical support on our hand, we can present it to the state and say that we have the data of these people, we have the budget, which is a space to accommodate them, we have the budget, which is of human resources, which will have to integrate them into the Italian society for a year or 2. It can be interpretation, it can be accompanying them to school, it can be taking care of their medical needs, those with different illness, because to live and survive in Libya is a disease itself that needs a proper cure of love, of attention, and of care. If we can manage to do this, I do believe that no state, no man, no Libyan state will say no, we cannot evacuate these people. The government exists because we are the people, and it exists because we need something to do what we cannot do as people. This is my invitation to us. If we can really imagine this, if we can really put an effort in searching different tools in which the state functions, in which responsibility, even if in small portions, can give attention, we will evacuate these 221 people. It's not much. These are not, it is not our people. But every single one of them, if we manage to bring one person, just like what you said, we have won, and the path will continue. Thank you so much, and see you all tomorrow. There will be several workshops tomorrow, because we are looking at the law, we are looking at education, we are looking at the tremendous amount of testimonies, of pictures that we see here. These are evidence that people are dying. When we look at the Zara with 5,000 people left in this hunger, this Lagos, to be there, and all these things have been documented. We are also trying to look at the justice system. If the people who have committed these crimes, if the people who are in European institutions, in positions that we have elected them, make an agreement that kills, and yet they are not held accountable, we can never go anywhere. We can never win. We are just erasing our own stories. So that's why we want to look tomorrow in different perspectives. We want to look tomorrow the perspective of journalists to understand how we can continue to strengthen this and to protect the stories and testimonies that we are receiving today, such that in 20 years, no one will be forced to leave their country, and we hope that peace will have reigned in our global society. See you tomorrow. There will be film from one of the Libyan civil societies, as again we have to acknowledge the work that the Libyan civil society are doing despite the circumstances that have reigned for years, full of militias, full of multi-ethnic, lack of recognition, yet they are doing so much to support us, to support migrants, and to support their own struggles as well. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
Yalla, yalla, yalla. Thank you. Good. Yeah. Hello. Aldo, Aldo, Aldo. Dai. Grazie.
Bravissimo stamattina.
Oh, grazie.
Va veramente bravo. Grazie.
أهلين شكرا يا مطارق. Okay. Hello. Cheers. Hello. You see me? Do you see me? Okay. Hello. 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 Are there plans for dinner together or anything? No? No, I mean with the people, so. I have to do everything. A journalist. I do everything. تسلم للترجمة. شكرا عليك. شكرا. Hello. Oh, ciao. Come stai? Bene. Fine. Wonderful. I get to see you again. Come on. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Okay, see you. How was your trip? Good. Yeah. I'm just doing everything. The people in Africa and Libya, they have to know what is happening. So it's almost like documentation. Oh yeah, it was really helpful, and the support afterward, of course, that was a lot.
I think this is also, we will talk the next session.
Yeah.
But this is also why we think, part of why we came also to think what can be our support that we bring to the campaign, and I think it's maybe also access to resources, be it financial or human resources, think about how to facilitate this. Yeah. And are you happy with the day?
Yeah,
when
we started
it was. I think you liked it.
From him, if he liked it was good. I can never. Yeah.
He said overall even super.
Yeah.
Nice.
See you around again soon. Ciao. Cosa? Sono tutti giornalista, press conference, tutto. Questo per la nostra amica in Libia.
Abbiamo anche comprato una sedia con la colla, così ti facciamo sedere là nell'ufficio.
Ok.
Bam!
Va bene.
Tanto che
ok. Grazie.
Dobbiamo dire, riportatemi ad Aizara.
Ok. Ciao.
Mattia. Nice
Sorry, with the last person. Thank you.
Mattia. I saw you in the university
Yeah.
a couple of days ago. I just wanted to let you know that I think you have such a good talk. You are really incredible. I have to run, but I think we will see I became part of this space since I stopped school, so I think we will see there.
Very good. Thank you.
We have fun.
Thank you. Hello, beautiful people. Hello. I need a hug.
Hi, Daddy.
I'm not happy to know it's very late. No, but I wanted to enjoy that excitement long ago. But we met, I don't know when did we meet near the station in September or in October. That time you were already, because you were going to Torino or somewhere. Good. Courage. Big. You know already the gender? She. Good. See you around again soon. I think Nakalak. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay.
It's not so easy for you after all painfully to take action and to be in the front line. And we have to take part and to.
How was it?
Yeah, really good.
You wanted to intervene?
No, I mean, it seemed, I didn't have a clear angle for, the legal stuff is a bit more...
Tomorrow, let's dive in. So, yeah.
Ciao brutto.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Let me show you for no. Okay. See you tomorrow. Ciao, grande. Sorry, I was very busy. This is responsibility. I could not call, check on you. I'm really sorry. Come and help. I'm happy you came. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are molto elegant.
Always. So. Merci beaucoup. Hello, Taslam. Okay, tschüss.
No, sociale sì.
Ciao.
صور يا مهم. صور يا مهم.
وين يا عادل وين؟ شنو اخبارك؟
انا بخير.
لا الحمد لله الحمد لله شو الدنيا وياك؟
ماشي الحمد لله.
ماشي
بخير.
الحمد لله.
يا رب دايما. ايش كده؟ اقل حاجه؟
لا الحمد لله. ماشي الحال.
بكره الساعه كم بيوجد؟
بكره على ما اعتقد يعني الساعة 10.
كويس لان تاخرنا اليوم.
اي تاخرنا. شوي خلينا نشوف. بعت لك البرنامج شوفه. طبعا تليفوني.
لا خلي عادي بعدين.
دار يلا بس عندك.
Forza!
Grazie. Come on. Tomorrow again.
Ciao David. Ciao. See you tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. What time are you coming tomorrow? Attend the workshop. It's Saturday. You must come. There are many workshops you will contribute. But there is a film in the evening, documentary. Yeah.
If I can make it maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. I think.
Take care.
Okay. Tomorrow, so I think we will project other videos. We add more videos from the protest.
Sure, we have already also some from the protest. So
Yeah.
Just put it.
How do you feel about it? Oh, I didn't see you. I think we need to put them in. We need to really protect these pictures.
What?
They are really good. We need to protect them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There was already Connie who asked if she could.
She asked me. We can
Yeah?
send them. We can send them to her. She print them. We cannot use. We cannot lose 300 euro and again lose another one in the other. We already lost almost 500 euro.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good today, no?
Yeah.
So the assembly,
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
I would have liked to talk more about very constructive.
Yeah,
evacuation
it came up in the
processes.
in the end, and I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
I mean,
it's
that's.
really impressive. Really.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
We always have some ideas, small ideas at the end. Is sort of
But everyone is speaking, no?
throwing out some ideas.
Sorry.
It was very good. Did you see the cover? But it's all
Huh? Yeah.
but it's all local.
Yeah. It's okay.
Which cover you mean?
Coverage. The sound? The. No sound.
It's everything because inside it's so loud that here we can't hear it. Ah, the newspaper you mean? Ah. Von Neymar, ja.
Von Neymar ist es?
Ja, ja. Man hört auch, es hat den Ton, aber es ist nicht laut.
Die sind auch raus.
Ja. Und sie zeigt uns direkt auf dort, wo der chef from Libya, right?
Jean Paul Cavarelli. He's been changed.
Is he Italian?
It French. Jean Paul Cavarelli. So.
When do you need to be evacuated? I mean, what are your expectations? Where do you wish to be evacuated? Which country?
I hear him.
That-
I hear his voice. I'm looking and I see he's here. He's talking to her on the metro. His metro.
She has a great way of expressing. It took me so long to bring her to the prod to speak because I knew she has, you know. Igla, Libya la. Igla, Libya la. Huh?
What are they shouting?
Evacuation. Libya, no. This is when the military came and they wanted to evacuate us. And we had a very strong talk with the Libyan authority. And they said they were offering us Enzara. They say it's a shelter. And in reality, they say, back off, we don't want. I told them if they wanted us to go back, they need to give us individual houses. Just as we were in Grigarish. Assign us rooms, and if it means we will pay for it. But without this, ciao. Okay, I'm gone. Hey, how are you? Good. I don't know where we met, but. Sì. Napoli. Tanto sacco. Grande. Grande, ciao. Ciao. Bene, bene.